kings and queens. What's going on? And welcome back to the Kicking It with Kay podcast. Of course, I am your girl, Kayla, also known as what? Your favorite life coach. Yep, you guessed it correct. Listen, y'all, this has been a uphill journey, and I ain't even lying. Like, for real, for real. It feels so good to be back on the mic and just to connect and pour into you guys, and just to be back is amazing. I first want to say thank you to everyone that follows me on social media. I put out content at least 4 times a week, just to keep you guys motivated and to just push you to keep going, since I have not been recording podcast episodes. But that changes today. We are back, we are full force, and I am excited to share with you guys. Again, like I said, it's just been a journey getting here, and that's what I want to talk about in this first episode, being back with y'all. How y'all doing? How your mama them? How your brother and your sister doing? Like, it's been forever. This is like a family reunion, y'all. So I'm excited to be back. Listen, so what I decided to do over the summer months is to create a content calendar, and I kind of did themes for each month. And so for this month of August, I wanted to put it as the power of perspective. And one thing that came to mind when I was thinking about this is you got to see it differently, you got to speak differently, and you got to show up differently. And if I had to put a title to this episode, it would probably be Chasing the Dream. So I told you guys it's been a while since we have been here in this particular space to share. And if it was up to me, I wanted to start back at the beginning of this year, but it just seems like everything that could happen, it happened. And that's just life out here, life, and right? We never know what the next day will hold or the unexpected to happen. And that's what kind of happened. Got busy with work, got busy with some other endeavors that I'm working with and working on. So it was more so of when it came to the podcast, I was just like, it'll happen when it'll happen, you know. I kind of got into a mode to where I started to feel discouraged because every time I set a date, something else would come up or something would happen, like something out of the blue would happen. And when I tell y'all, life has been lifing. Life has been lifing. You know how some people be like, I gotta go walk my turtle because it's in there crying. Stuff like that was happening. Real life stuff. That may seem fake to some of y'all, but it's real to somebody, right? And so I was telling somebody the other day that I got to go up this hill, up this mountain to save my marriage. And this podcast life is my marriage, and I got to save it. So by any means necessary, I have to get back to this. And so here I am. But when it comes to chasing your dreams or just putting it into perspective, one scripture that I love, I think it's Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision and make it plain. One thing that we got to do in life, and I love to write down things. I love keeping a journal around. And so what I do is when I have ideas, when I have dreams, I simply write it down and I be like, God, here it is. This is what you showed me. This is what I'm believing. Let's make it work. And a lot of times we can say that, and it's a faith journey too. We can say it, but do we really believe that God can give us the dream to make it tangible, to really put it in our hands? And I definitely believe that God could do it. But again, being human, self-doubt started to kick in, and it was just like, God, I know you said it's going to happen, but can it happen tomorrow? Can it happen today at 5 o'clock? Like, can it really happen? And so when things started to happen that was out of my control and out of my willpower, it was just like, man, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Well, if it do happen, it's not gonna be right, or whatever the case is. All these different thoughts and ideas started to set in, but I had to realize that I wrote the vision, I made it plain. Only thing I gotta do now is run with it and get me some people that's gonna run with me to make it come to life, to fulfill what God has shown me. And one thing that I love about God, and y'all know I love Jesus, I love God. If y'all love God, something is wrong with you. But one thing that I love about him is that he is true to his word and he's true to his promise. If he made you a promise, he's gonna fulfill it. It definitely won't be in our time frame of what we want it to be, but he will definitely do what he said he would do. And just throughout this whole process of getting to this moment, he has really shown up. He has really shown himself to me in ways that I could not even imagine. So I just wanted to drop that in on y'all, that if you are asking God to do something for you, if you are out here chasing your dreams and it just seems like nothing is working out in your favor, just know that this is just a moment. This is not your stopping point. You are simply at a yield sign, getting ready to merge into what God has for you. And you really got to believe it. Like I said, it's a faith thing. You have to believe it. God, if you said it, I know that you're going to do it. And I got to stand on that. I got to remove self out the way and let you do what you're going to do. And that gives us the hiccups all the time, is because we don't know what the unknown will be, and that's something we do not have control over. And since we don't have control over it, it's just like, man, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder, will this happen? Or, we just go on a tangent. But I want to encourage y'all, it's gonna happen. Don't give up. If it's pressing on you really hard, like if it's one of those things that you think about all the time, if it's something you dream about, if you constantly writing down notes, looking up stuff, how to improve or whatever the case may be, it's gonna happen. Don't give up on it. So I wanted to drop that little nugget in on y'all. But of course, as we continue to talk about chasing the dream, the other thing too today is, don't give up too soon. The cost of giving up. So it's a lot of times, I told y'all, I felt like I wanted to give up, or I felt like things wasn't going to work out in my favor the way that I wanted it to. And self-doubt. Self can be the number one factor in you not progressing the way that you should, because we are our worst critics. If we don't do something right, then it's just like, man, what's wrong with me? Or why couldn't I do this or that? And so we can be our biggest critics. And so in that, you got to know that you can't give up too soon on the dream when it looks like it's not working out in your favor. Why is that? I'm glad you asked. One reason you can't give up on it is because it's way bigger than you. This is something that I had to realize a long time ago. And a lot of you guys know that has been following me forever, or just know me in general. But you guys know I'm in ministry. I'm a minister, Minister Kayla, Minister KK, or whatever you want to call me. I'm Kayla at the end of the day, chosen, called by God. Hallelujah. But in ministry, it gets like that, because you can be like, God, why are you calling me to do this? Or why are you calling me to this person or that person? It's way bigger than you. The dream and the vision that God has given you, it's for you in a sense, but you kind of get the latter part of it. God put you in positions, even when you feel like you're not qualified, to prove a point, to show somebody else that if I can use this person, if he can use the least of these, think about what he can do with you. Just think about it. Think about what he can do with you. You have been gifted something great. you have been gifted something powerful, and it's for somebody else to draw closer to God. It's for somebody else to believe in themselves that they can conquer, that they can do whatever it is that they want to do. It's to help somebody else on their journey. And so it's bigger than you. So sometimes you got to take self out of it. There's a prayer: God, crucify my flesh so that you may shine through and get the glory, so that somebody else can see what it is that they need to see. And that's a daily prayer of mine, is that God, you remove me out the way so that I won't be a hindrance to somebody getting their deliverance, getting their breakthrough, because I'm initially a part of that journey, right? So we got to be mindful of that. You can't give up on your journey too soon. Think about all these famous people. Let's take Beyonce for instance. She's been doing her Cowboy Carter the tour or whatnot. I didn't go this go around, but think about if young Beyonce would have given up singing, or what if that teacher didn't tell her that she could do X, Y, and Z? What if she never had the support system of a mom or a father or her friends to tell her, I think you should do whatever? What if she would have gave up? Would we still have the great music or the great production that she put on, the show that she put on, the performance? Would we still have that? Think about what this world would be like if you didn't give what you were supposed to give. Somebody needs it. And with somebody needing it and you chasing your dream, that also means you got to stay in your lane with some stuff. Staying in your lane simply looks like you being you. You showing up as you. There's so many times where we see somebody that's doing a podcast or opening up a shop or starting a clothing line or a clothing brand or whatever the case is, and we go out and we sometimes try to mimic exactly what they're doing. God gives us all many gifts and different talents, and what he gave you is specific for you. And I'm telling y'all this, but this is also for me too. Like I said, it's a two-way street. God gives us stuff not only for ourselves but for people, and it just work hand in hand. But sometimes we go out and we try to mimic what the next person is doing, and we don't get the blessings or get the fulfillment that we thought we was looking for. Why is that? Because we're showing up trying to do what they did. No, you got to navigate it and do it your way. Do it how God told you to do it. It makes life so much easier. It makes it so much simple when you can get comfortable in who you are. I just don't call you guys kings and queens for the fun of it, but I call you guys that because I want you to realize your worth. You are a king, you are a queen, and you're nothing less. Don't tilt your crown for nobody, but walk in who it is that God has called you to be. So that's that with that. But don't give up so soon, because it can happen. It definitely can happen. And I'm not saying that it's an easy journey, that stuff won't happen, because again, life be out here life and stuff will literally come out of nowhere that will try to shake you of what it is you're supposed to do. But stay firm in your foundation and know that you can do it. That's real talk. And your journey, it does matters. A lot of times we can get mixed up in the wrong crowd, mixed up in the wrong group, where some people will sometimes envy what you got. They will not like you because you doing what you supposed to do. Houseway. How do you dislike me because I'm out here doing what I'm called to do? And that's what we find a lot of times, is that people will pick up on your vibe. They see you doing good. They see you progressing, and they will envy what you have. And sometimes it can be people that's near and dear and close to you. You got to reevaluate your circle, your triangle, your tribe, or whomever you want to call your people. But sometimes you got to reevaluate and just think like, Are you here to help the vision progress, or are you here to just speculate and see what you can get out the deal? Find you people that's gonna pour into you, that's gonna pour into your journey as you are chasing the dream that you was called to dream. Get you some supporters, like no talk. I don't know, and this is like me personally speaking, but I don't know what I would do without my circle of few. My circle is very small, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but it's very small, but it's very impactful. Having people that can pray for you when you're going through whatever it is that you're going through, having people to just call and check in on you, having people to keep you consistent. Once you tell them like, hey, this is what I want to do, and they checking in, okay, what date we gonna set, what we gonna do, what time, how, what you need me to do. Having those people that will be consistent with you and push you forward in your dreams, push you forward in your journey of life, and keep you grounded, you need that. Those are the type vibes that you need. And if you don't have them, I'm telling you, reevaluate. Think twice. Think twice, because you don't want to be out here looking goofy. And there has been plenty of times where we be out here looking goofy, just out here, and we thinking everything daisies and roses, but you sitting up here looking like a Sour Patch Kid because your so-called homegirl, homeboy done told somebody, yeah, they think they big and bad and they doing whoop the whoop the whoop type vibe. Reevaluate your circle. But yeah, I'm excited to be back with you guys. So bad. Like, y'all just don't know. I feel so many butterflies on the inside. Y'all give me butterflies on the inside. Shout outs to Michael Jackson. I didn't meet him, but he said, you give me butterflies inside. And that's what y'all do for me. Listen, we're gonna have a good time on the Kicking It with K podcast. I have some special guests that will be joining me. People that are normally behind the scenes, y'all will get to see. My closest friend will be coming back too, and some others. And I just have like a lot that I'm going to do with y'all. I also want to hear from y'all too. So I'm going to have a form where you can fill out, ask me a question, or leave a comment. And we're going to actually make this a segment on the Kicking It with K podcast to where I get to read your questions and your comments and answer them here on the podcast. So that's going to be exciting. What else? Be excited about the journey. If I can say anything about chasing the dream, I would say be excited about the journey. As you talk about a new perspective, the power of perspective, when you have to see it differently, speak it differently, and show up differently, you have to be excited about the journey, because it won't be how your other journeys have been, right? You got to come in with a fresh start, fresh eyes, fresh perspective. Come with an expectation of what you are wanting to happen. I think about it for church now, and we'll talk about this later on in another podcast episode, but there was a time to where I was literally going to church just to go. Like, it became so routine, and I wasn't expecting anything out of the service. And of course, since you're not expecting anything, there's going to be little that you get out of it, right? And so that's how I was for a good minute. And like I said, we won't talk about that here on this episode, but later on down the line we will. But my whole thing is this: expect something out of what you're doing. Every day when you wake up, I'm expecting to get this out of this day. I'm expecting to have a good day. I'm expecting to walk in favor or to receive whatever it is. When you change your perspective, when you see it differently, when you speak it differently, you will have a different outcome. It makes you feel better going throughout your day regardless. So go in and expect something with it. So I just wanted to leave y'all with that. I don't have too many notes on my note card right now, but one thing that I do want to leave y'all with for this episode, as we are getting back in the routine of things, I want to ask you this question. And the question is, what dream did you almost walk away from? What dream did you almost walk away from? I almost walked away from podcasting, in all honesty. I ain't gonna lie to you. I almost walked away. Again, the self doubt and things not going the way that I thought it was gonna go really struck me hard. And just dealing with things in life in general, I was really like, I'm done with it. But the thing that kept me going was people that I would see out in the street, people that know me, and was just like, we waiting on it. We waiting on another episode. So thank you guys for keeping me consistent, and pushing me to do this, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But I'm glad to be back. Like, this really brings me joy. It really brings me happiness. But what is that dream that you almost walked away from? And one thing that you can do this week is, once you think about that dream you almost walked away from, if you are still working on it, or if it is another dream that you're working towards, start writing down those steps that you want to accomplish for that dream or that vision that you have. Again, write the vision, make it plain, so that you can run, so that your team can run and execute it with passion, purpose, joy, and happiness. Like, real talk. So do that. I love y'all so much. I really do. Y'all just don't understand how excited I am to be back. But before we end this episode, I do have a few shout outs. Shout outs have not gone anywhere, I promise y'all. And if you would like to be shout out on the Kicking It With K podcast, or if you would like to sponsor the Kicking It With K podcast, because we know it do cost funds to keep stuff like this going. Amen, somebody? Amen. Hit my DMs or comment on this video and we can make that happen. But a few shout outs that I want to give. I first want to give a shout out to my big sister, Keisha, for allowing me to use her space where this podcast is being recorded. Shout out to her and Pretty Lux. If you need candles, body oils, room sprays, and all that good stuff, make sure you hit her up. Come down, make a candle. You will not be disappointed that you did, like, legit. Also, shout out to production and media. Shout out to Devin Jackson. Shout out to 12 Music Inc. Shout out to all of y'all for tuning in. And again, thank y'all so much. I can't wait to see what's next. There will definitely be a lot of new stuff coming your way as it pertains to Kicking It With K in general. So if y'all are up for the ride, I would love for y'all to go ahead and put your seatbelt on, and we're going to take this roller coaster together. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to connect and talk more with y'all. Peace out.